Come along today on My Yard is My Garage, and well, let's see how far we can get taking this hood off and get this engine out of here. Ugh. Well, shall we try to lift this off of here? Well, we can see some evidence here that one of the previous owners did not use, well, what is that, an oil cooler maybe? Well, it looks like they added an additional cooler for the transmission on the outside. I'm going to bet you that's because this has a class 5 hitch on it and they were towing something. Still kind of exists. Yep, that's an aftermarket aluminum. Huh. Well, looks like somebody tried to doll up our car a little bit. I've done as much prep as I can do on the top side here. Now we're going to have to jack this thing up. We're going to take the starter off, work on getting the torque converter undone, get the transmission unbolted, get our motor mounts undone, and then I think we're about ready to lift this thing out of here. But of course, you know, this weather, I'm going to have to wait because it's just getting ready to pour on me. So, all right, so let's just pretend it's a couple days later. Held in place. And so let's go ahead and dig out the starter on this and all of the other things we need to do so we can get this engine out of here.
2 weeks later.
I sat here twisting it for like 5 minutes and I'm like, man, how many threads does this have? And it turns out, oh, it's because the upper part is spinning. Did it? It came undone, didn't it? All right. That bolt's undone. Oofta. All right, start her out. Whew. Yep. So we take this off so we can get to the bolts that hold the torque converter on. All right, let me bring in here so you can kind of see this. Here's the torque converter. These are the bolts that we're going to want to undo. Index. Huh. All right. Well, the engine does turn over pretty easy. I just turned it over slightly. All right. Now we're just going to loosen these. Then we'll come in. I don't know if you can even see that, but we're going to loosen these. Oh, I wonder how big that nut is on the front. The other nut. Oh, Jesus. I guess I should have taken the spark plugs out. That'd make this easier. Less dangerous. All right, we're good. Torque converter disengaged. All right, so next, let's see, we've got motor mounts. Looks like the nut on the other end is actually welded to that side of motor mount. So if I can just take this bolt out, I think we're good. At least on this side. Motor mount and safety chain undone. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to undo the gas too, aren't we? Yep. All right, motor out, bolt. All right, so let's see, we've got our starter out, torque converter undone, exhaust undone, motor mounts undone. I think the last thing we're ready for is the transmission bell housing. 5/8. Everything's 5/8 on here. Oh, those are long. All right, and with that, we pulled the carpet out from underneath our Chrysler 300 project car, the donator raider, the TNT donator raider. Thank you so much for coming along on this episode. We still have a lot left to do. We've got to get our transmission bell housing bolts off of the top of the engine. Then we got to pull the engine. Then we got to load the engine. We have a lot more to do. Thank you for coming along on this long project. My yard is my garage. Thanks you as well. And I will see you next time. Oh, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Click the bell when you want to see when I drop new content. And I thank you so much for coming along on this again. Thanks for visiting, and we'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.